Details.
Onye Midday was the man of the second woman. Say, Bakubia 200, Bakubia 200.
The winners for this contest here, let me come closer. Join me here. They were so excited.
Yes. Yeah, we won.
Adisadel College brushes aside Yasantua Girls and Asin State College to clean the 1/8 stage of the 2025 National Maths and Science Quiz Competition.
So not easy when we got into the speed race and like first 3 questions we couldn't get any correct, but with God being on our side, we managed to capitalize on our strength. We managed to get some of the questions correct in the speed race, which boosted our confidence to move further in the subsequent rounds.
These and more with me, Ofori. This is Joe News, independent, fearless, and credible. An MOU between Ghana and the USA for the deportation of some West African nationals should be ratified by Parliament. The minority in Parliament has demanded that an MOU should have been ratified before it was effected, with pressure group Democracy Hub suing the government at the Supreme Court. We'll hear from the majority leader shortly. First, though, listen to the minority leader, Alexander Apenyo-Markin, on this matter. Let's move on. And in response to this, the majority leader, Mahama Yarik, explained that the government had received sound legal advice, contrary to the claims of the minority. Let's go to Parliament now and get a sense of what is expected to happen today. Kweku Asante is a parliamentary correspondent. He's on the ground for us. Kweku, what's on the agenda today in the House?
Well, Paul, this afternoon we expect the appointment committee to meet. In fact, it has been listed on the other paper. They are going to meet to firm up modalities for the vetting of Justice Bafuboni, the current acting Chief Justice and the President's nominee to be the next Chief Justice. That meeting we expect will devise in terms of how many days notice should be given to the public in terms of the publication for people who have comments to bring it in before a particular date will be set for the vetting itself to happen. And so that is the big meeting that is going to happen. Back on the floor today, a number of papers will be laid. We expect to get some understanding on what is going to happen with the anti-LGBTQ bill, given what the controversies we saw yesterday with the minority demanding that that item be reinstated to the other paper.
Kweku Asante, Parliamentary Affairs Correspondent, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed on what's happening in Parliament today. And away from that, Attorney General and Minister for Justice Dominic Ayini has urged the Right to Information Commission to make environmental information a key focus in its public awareness campaigns to empower citizens to defend the environment against destruction, particularly from illegal mining. He emphasized that greater transparency in environmental governance will enable citizens to better understand the impact of unsustainable practices and hold institutions accountable, especially as the country faces existential threats from Galamsey. Speaking on the theme, championing transparency and accountability through access to information in a digital era at the 5th Anniversary and Stakeholders Conference of the Right to Information Commission in Accra. Dr. Ayini said access to timely environmental information is critical in safeguarding the country's natural resources.
The theme for this year's anniversary celebration, championing transparency and accountability through access to environmental information in a digital era, could not have been more appropriate. At a time when our nation faces the existential threat of environmental degradation, particularly from illegal mining and deforestation, access to information, to accurate information, becomes critical. Transparency in environmental governance allows citizens to understand the impact of unsustainable practices and to demand accountability from those entrusted with the management of our natural resources. I urge the Commission to make environmental information a central pillar of its awareness campaigns, ensuring that citizens are empowered to act in defense of our collective future.
Meanwhile, Minister for Government Communications Felix Kwakye-Ofosu says the Mahama-led administration has shown the highest level of compliance with the Right to Information law since its implementation. He explains that the Government Accountability Series has become a vital platform for providing citizens with transparent and regular updates on policies, projects and national initiatives, a move he describes as unprecedented in Ghana's governance history.
The government of President John Dramani Mahama understands not only the crucial role of the LTI Commission, but also the duties imposed on governments under the Enabling Act. I dare say that under my leadership as Minister of State in charge of government communications and spokesperson to the President, there has been greater compliance with Section 2 of the Right to Information Act 2019, that's Act 989, than ever before. This provision mandates government institutions to proactively make available general information on governance, even without a formal request. We have instituted a government accountability series, a structured platform through which ministers of state periodically brief the nation on the progress of programs, projects, and reforms under their respective ministries. The series provides the public with first-hand information on policy implementation, budget utilization, and institutional performance, among others. The most recent participant in the Government Accountability Series is the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, who today also happens to be the keynote speaker, Dr. Dominica, who in an unprecedented manner outlined the facts and evidence upon which he has filed or intends to file charges against persons who have caused financial loss to the state or used public office for profit. This is a novel practice in our country, giving citizens a clear view into the work of the investigative bodies and our justice system.
And you hear that the Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwachiufusi, joining me right now from the event is my colleague Fatal Bayaga. Now, Fatal, you sat through this press conference. What's the Commission's assessment of how a government department and, of course, agencies complied with the law since its operationalization some 5 years ago?
So the Commission will not give figures, but it says that with ongoing sensitization and public education, they have recorded a significant improvement in compliance among the various departments and agencies over the years. The Executive Secretary of the Commission, Genevieve Shirley Latic, says that managers of the various institutions are now more responsive when requests are made compared to when the RTI was passed 5 years ago.
Fatal Bayaga, thank you so much for that update. Let's bring you other stories this afternoon. And former Auditor General Daniel Dumalovo has admitted that the Operation Recover All Loot oral team collected and compiled data without verification, including entries he described as garbage. Speaking to Evans Mensah on PM Express, Mr. Dumalovo said the oral team's work was limited to gathering complaints and documentation submitted by the public without conducting any investigations to confirm their validity.
So winning the case is one thing, but recovering it is a different ball game. So I completely agree with the Deputy Attorney General that yes, as for us, we just collected data and summed it up. We didn't do any investigation. A preliminary investigation even may show that some of the complaints were just noise. There's nothing in it. But we collected the data as it is, so including the garbage.
Now, President John Dramani Mahama has taken a swipe at the Akufo-Addo administration for abandoning the Savannah Accelerated Development Authority, SADA, and replacing it with 3 regional development authorities that, according to him, produce no tangible results. Speaking at the launch of the Ghana Infrastructure Plan in Accra, the president said the establishment of the Coastal, Middle Belt and Northern Development Authorities was a non-strategic move that failed to address the nation's developmental imbalances. He noted that SADA was strategically designed to bridge the gap between the North and the South and curb migration in search of opportunities, a vision he says was derailed when the initiative was scrapped.
The president says SADA was strategically established to bridge development imbalances and to prevent people from traveling from the north to the south seeking opportunities. However, this was replaced with an initiative which never yielded any results.
You cannot progress as a nation when you have geographical imbalance in economic development. And so setting up SADA as a special vehicle to accelerate development of the north was strategic. Unfortunately, a new government comes, shuts down SADA, and creates 3 broad development authorities, Coastal, Middle Belt, Northern, which really have done nothing, absolutely no impact.
This new plan, according to the president, will address the challenges and ensure balance in development across the country.
To develop legal and institutional reforms that enhance continuity across governments, ending the cycle of project abandonment. That's after any government leaves, successive governments don't want to continue the projects that they started so that they can begin their own projects. Yesterday I went to Western Region, and 2 of the projects I visited were projects that were advanced under the previous government.
Deputy Finance Minister Thomas Nyakon Ampem says the ministry will undertake public-private partnerships to ensure the implementation of the plan and other government projects.
Given the fiscal constraints, public-private partnerships are indispensable. We are therefore seeking to roll out a reformed PPP framework that ensures infrastructure projects are bankable, transparent, and fiscally sustainable.
Chairman of the National Development Planning Commission, Dr. Nimoy Thompson, says the plan is very crucial for the nation's development.
I know some of you are wondering why we need a long-term development plan in the first place when we have failed in our most previous attempt. Well, we need it, because without that, we are not going anywhere. We may make some progress here and there, but it will be likely to fall below what we actually can do with long-term national development planning. And our development challenges will just build up.
For Joy News, Fatal Bayaga, Accra.
And you're listening to the Midday News. When we return, we'll bring you more stories, including sports.
Everywhere, for everyone, yeah. This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 cedi into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community will win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere.
October welcomes you to the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. It's time to turn your home ownership dreams into a lived reality. Whether you're breaking ground, building up, or simply finishing your space, EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is designed with you in mind. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and brought to you by Drive EVGH, Drive into a Sustainable Future, and supported by Virtual Security Africa, security for all, safety and home solutions. You think of a door? We have it. Superlock Technologies Limited. You deserve the best. DPS Pipes, connecting you to life. Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape. Ayuda, Ghana's #1 services app. App Bako, services Bebre. Special Gardens, memorable living. DBS Industries Limited. We truly are your roof experts. Door Masters, the best indoors. Lash Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time. LandlordAfrica.com, bringing the real estate industry to your doorstep. The Builders Market. Bathroom, get it right. Bright House Energy Limited. Let's build smarter energy together. Masters in solar installation. Syntex Tank. Air strong, air tough. Automation Ghana. West Africa's choice for smart solution. Interplast. We make sure water reaches you. Even space. U-Bent Security. Doors, protecting lives and properties. Clifton Homes. Beautiful homes, wise investment. Western Villas, where dreams meet reality. MTN, everywhere you go. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it, own it, live it.
Joy 99.7 FM.
And you're welcome back to the Midday News. Now, Ghana's local currency, the cedi, is on track to record its first ever annual appreciation against the US dollar since the 2007 redenomination, marking a major milestone in the country's economic history. Data tracked by Joe News Research shows that the cedi has appreciated by about 36% year to date, compared to an average annual depreciation of 14.9% between 2008 and 2024. The unexpected surge is being driven by strong export inflows, particularly from gold and cocoa, robust fiscal management under the IMF program, and record market interventions by the Bank of Ghana, which have stabilized the foreign exchange market. Well, the currency is currently trading at 10.8 cedis against the American greenback. That is 3 cedis 90 pesos lower than what it was at the beginning of the year. Join me in the studio with more details on this is the lead data and research analyst at Joy News, Isaac Kofi. Isaac Kofi, tell us more about this.
Well, so within just 2 weeks, the cedi has put on about 20% weight against the US dollar. And just like you said, the year-to-date appreciation is now hovering around 36.7%. And in fact, if you look at the performance of the cedi in the last, 2 weeks, it is currently making it the best performing currency against the US dollar globally. And per the data we have tracked, the cedi is on its way to record its first cumulative appreciation against the dollar since the redenomination in 2007.
Isaac Kofi, thank you so much for that update. And let's bring you other stories now. And a 49-year-old fisherman is in the grips of the police in Apam for publicly defiling a 13-year-old girl whom he says stole his money, an amount of 800 cedis. According to the Central Regional Police Command, the fisherman Samuel Ama, also known as Kofi Nyan, was seen committing the heinous act in a viral video. Let's get more on this from a statement released by the police. And joining me in the studio is Joy News editor Fred Smith. Fred, what else is contained in the police statement?
Well, the statement signed by the acting head of public affairs of the Central Regional Police Command, ASP Patrick Bentum, adds that the suspect lured the victim into a ghetto at Mumford and defiled her. The victim was then sent to the St. Luke Catholic Hospital for examination and treatment. It goes on to say that the docket for this case has been referred to the Central Regional Dovsu, where the fisherman admitted to the offense and was subsequently detained. The police say the suspect will be arraigned for prosecution today.
And we can now hear from the victim.
Onye me die, I see my own 20 more the second by woman. 19. No, sister, my friend is going to me, Pab, and I'm quite just woman and now information and name. Or sister, onye. No, I my third, and none me call them, none me die. Say, Bakubia 200, Bakubia 200.
Well, the police command is asking for help to arrest the 4 accomplices involved in this act. Let's go to the Central Region and speak to our correspondent there, Abigail Isel. Thank you for joining us on the Midday News. What do we know so far with regards to the story?
So we know that the victim was running an errand when she met the suspect. According to the victim, the suspect asked her to buy him water. And then when she returned, the suspect accused her of stealing his money. According to her, the amount he mentioned was 60 cedis. When the victim denied it, the suspect took her to his room and then abused her. She said she tried to scream but was threatened by the suspect with a knife that if she screamed, he will kill her. That was what the victim said. We know that the victim was later sent to the St. Luke Catholic Hospital in Apam for treatment. And we know 4 other people, according to the victim, 4 other people were also present in the room when the act was being done on her. And these people are currently at large, and the police is seeking support to find the 4 other people. The suspect is now in police custody. I did speak to the police PRO, and he tells me the case is currently with the prosecutors, and he's sure it will be heard at the District High Court. But out of whether it has been heard or not, we are currently not in the know. But we are following up to see where the case will end. But currently, the victim is at home with family, and the family is also considering a potential psychological treatment for the victim.
Abigail, briefly, how is the whole community responding to this news, especially since it's gone viral?
The assemblyman of the area, Peter Nkanta, is saying that he believes the act is as a result of the influence of drugs. And so the victim's statement as well, she also mentioned that the suspect is someone who is known for smoking. And so the assemblyman is calling on stakeholders and government to ensure sensitization for the youth, especially in the community and the ghetto where the incident happened. They should indulge them in some form of sensitization against drug abuse and also create more job opportunities for them so that they don't have the time to involve themselves in such violent acts.
Abigail Lissel, our Central Regional Correspondent, thank you so much for bringing us that update. It's time for Sport and Mubarak. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Pearl. It's been 90 days since Ghana's Black Queens edged South Africa on penalties to clinch third place at the last Women's AFCON. Now the team is back in action and now eyeing qualification for next year's Continental Showpiece. They take on Egypt in the first leg at 4 p.m. today in Ismailia. We can now hear from the head coach, Kim Lasbiokigren.
No excuses. We have prepared the team in the best way. We have watched Egypt, how we think that they're going to play, but more important, how we want to play. We know that we are a good team, so we have all the chances to win, especially over 2 games. I think the depth in our team is a little bit better, so I hope that will be the favor for us if you're looking over 2 games, because it's like the first game now is just going to be halftime, so the most important is to be the better team over 2 games.
That's Ghana's Black Queens head coach Kim Lasbiokigren. Back to you, Pearl.
Thank you very much, Mubarak. Now, one-time champion Adisa Adel College has survived a brutal neck-to-neck contest against Asin State College and Yasantua Girls SHS to claim a slot in the 2025 NSMQ 1/8 stage. The contest went all the way to the wire, swings, noisy supporters, and a final round finish that sent half the hall silent and the other half into a roar. In a few moments, we'll take you to Cape Coast, but first, hear how it all ended.
At the end of the contest, here are the scores. Asin State College, 30 points. Yasantua Girls Senior High School, 42 points. Adisa Adel College, 57 points.
Let's go live now to our reporter Jacqueline and Sumaya Boa. Jacqueline, you are inside the SGS auditorium. What's the mood there right now? Hello, Jacqueline. Hello, Jacqueline. Unfortunately, we don't have Jacqueline on the line. Let's move on to other stories now. And residents of Isuanho Konkomba in the Bosomtwe district of the Ashanti region are living in fear as illegal mining activities inch dangerously close to their community's basic school and health center. Community members say the miners have encroached on buffer land reserved for both facilities and have dug deep pits just meters away, posing serious safety risk to pupils, patients and staff. There is more in this report.
The residents describe the situation as dire, fearing they might lose both the school and health center due to the mining activities. Assembly member of Kokumba electoral area, Stephen Abrokwa, says the invasion started 2 months ago, but his efforts to stop the onslaught have been futile.
First one.
Months ago, they came to stop them, but they returned. I informed the local traditional leaders, but I do not know what happened thereafter.
Na machine ese adwuma wa hanom mami tu anamo ekomura DC honom kobona mane se ena ekoso mikru na bia adwuma na ekọ no ekọ mi school hu ese ekọ health facility ehun ti no mi ntu anamo emfa hu ti miwura ampunity otu anamo bai ebe sa mo machines no ede bi koi kwansini be na otwe echi hu na machine asaba ese adwuma.
According to the assembly member, an anti-Galamsey task force has been to the community to seize some mining equipment, but the illegal miners have not stopped their activities. According to him, the health center is also under threat, with the miners' activities taking the operations close to the premises.
We need
government intervention. Our kids are close to these sites, endangering their lives. Community members expressed their frustration over the perceived failure of authorities to address the situation despite several complaints. They are now calling on the Regional Security Council to urgently intervene and stop the illegal mining activities. Joseph Obin's report for Joy News.
Now, it's not just another fair. This one comes with the possibility of winning a land or going home with accessories at ridiculously cheap prices. That's more reason why you should be at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair at the Accra International Conference Center. Well, Head of Sales and Marketing here at Multimedia Group, Max Ofuga, tells us more about the juicy offers lined up for you.
We have the biggest attraction, which is a seminar, and our guest speakers are President of Great Mr. Lindsay will be there to speak on the building from the developer's perspective. And then we also have the distinguished lawyer Kwame Jan speaking to us on the legal perspective of handling land disputes. And then we look forward to all the people who matter in the housing value chain to be there tomorrow to learn about how to handle land disputes and also how to acquire buildings or homes. The discount, yes, is given. We are also offering attractive giveaways to people. You walk in there, we take your phone number, and then you stand a chance of going home with either a land, documented land, or huge prizes from our exhibitors. So all roads lead to Accra International Conference Center for the biggest housing fair in Ghana, the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair.
And you just heard it. You'd want to join us at the Accra International Conference Center at 3 p.m. today for the launch of the 2025 EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair. And that's how we end the Midday News. My name is Pearl Ofori. Good afternoon and thanks for your